Hey guys, it's Lauren Kelp from laurenkelp.com, and I'm so excited to be taking over the Feedfeed Snapchat today. Today we're going to talk about doing a fabulous Thanksgiving table and some quick and easy steps. But first of all, thanks for coming along. This is going to be really fun. Are you ready? So before we get started, I have to be honest, because we're friends. My husband and I just moved into a tiny home, a literal tiny home. It's 650 square feet in New Buffalo, Michigan. So our Thanksgiving is going to be a little bit different because we're going to have boxes and the regular move-in clutter. But it brings up a really good point about the spirit of Thanksgiving, you know? So in the spirit of kind of life and being messy, instead of doing this like picture perfect table, we're going to do a really interesting, fun, new kind of table. Okay, and it just started snowing. Isn't that so happy? So grab some coffee or whatever you want to drink, and we're hanging out and we're going to talk thoughtful living and fabulous tables. Okay, so it's Thanksgiving and you're being such a pro and you volunteered to host, and so you're like, shoot, what do I do? Thanksgiving is like tomorrow, help. Don't worry. All right, step one is to figure out where you want to have your dinner. As you can see, we have barely moved in, but this is the biggest room in the house, and so we decided to put a big long table here. All right, step two is to find the perfect linen. I've got a kind of a weird table, so I decided to layer, and we're going with a moody theme, so I'm doing orange and this pretty blue. Now, I want to take a minute and talk about color palettes, because the Thanksgiving color palette is traditionally like oranges and browns and kind of maybe some burgundy, but it doesn't have to be. So I'm really into kind of like jewel tones this year, like purples and greens and blues, and so that's what we're going with. So the moral of the story is don't be afraid to play with color palettes that you're into. We're going with a blue and a copper and kind of this pretty gold theme because that's cool. All right, you've got the spot, you've got the linen, you've got the color palette. Now it's time to play with table setting. I'm a big fan of kind of having a playful table because serious tables are boring and uptight, no one wants that. So I'm going to show you 4 different ways to set table settings. Okay, depending on your vibe and, you know, kind of how you want to set your table, I'm a big fan of a layered look because it just brings some depth and texture to a table. So for look numero uno, I'm going to use, instead of a charger, I'm going to use a dinner plate. And I really like this because it's formal and traditional, but it's got a little sass. Can you see that sass? Look at that. So cool. Next, I'm going to add this smaller plate, and I love it because the gold matches with the gold on the dinner plates, and it brings in some fun texture. So now you've got traditional plus you're playful. Okay, so now we've accomplished the layering, plus we're playing with the traditional and the playful, so grandma and your sister will be happy, everyone's happy. Next, the linen. So this is a happy little DIY. You can either get these printed and iron them on, or if you have a fancy sewing machine, you can stitch them on yourself. Either way, they're adorable, clearly. And I'm not a super big fan of you having like place card settings, but I think something cute and tiny at a place setting is adorable. So we got these little cast iron skillets, and we're going to put something in. All right, so you found your perfect place setting. Now it's time to talk centerpiece. I like a low centerpiece because it allows you to talk to everyone, and I like bringing the outdoors in, so I cut up some tree branches. Hopefully you're feeling more confident about your Thanksgiving table. Truthfully, at the end of the day, it's all about hanging out with friends and family, so just have fun.